Hey, I'm sure if you've spent any amount of time trying to learn how to sing or even looking at YouTube's videos on singing, you've heard about the exercise, the lip bubble. Now the thing is, it's come to my attention that some of you don't actually know how to do this exercise correctly, which means it's not going to be any help to you. So what I want to do in this video is show you how to do it and then also talk about why on earth you should be doing it in the first place. What you're going to want to do is take your hands. You can take your fingers or your thumbs or even your knuckles, and you want to place them underneath your lips. So like this, or like this, or even like this. So you push in and then you push up. Hence, you look like a bulldog. That's why I call it the bulldog. Anyway, so you do that, you push in, push up, and then you blow air. Now you don't want to blow too much air, but even before that, you want to make sure that you are not trying to tighten your lips. If you try to tighten your lips are not going to be floppy, and you want them to be kind of floppy like dog's ears. So as if you were tired or exasperated after a long day. So, oops. Okay. Now, you notice that when I do that, my lips vibrate in a way that is stable. In other words, the rhythm of it is the same. So look. It doesn't slow down, it doesn't speed up, it just continuously goes. Now, right now, I'm not using my vocal cords, I'm just blowing air, and that's what you want to do until you can get that moving. Once you get the lips moving without your voice, then you're going to want to add your voice. So go ahead and say for me, Now notice I didn't say it breathy, and I didn't squeeze, I did something somewhere in the middle, That's what I call a nice firm voice. Now this might be tricky in the beginning, but it's worth taking the time to get it. It takes a little bit of coordination, but so does singing. So you want to try that and find that firm sound and then take it into the lip bubble. So you don't want to start too high or too low. Just find a note that's comfortable in your range. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I see people do it that's wrong so that you can avoid doing it. The first way is blowing too much air. So they're trying to blow too much air. They start, squinching up the lips. That doesn't work. You just really want the lips to be floppy like dog ears. The other thing I see is not blowing enough air, which makes the lips a little inconsistent in how they vibrate. So it's, and then the lips stop. You actually have to send a continuous flow of air to the lips to keep them vibrating. Another one I see people do often is this one. They're using kind of like a cartoon voice, which is actually the larynx sitting very high, and they're going. This is not really the way you want to do the exercise. Another thing that I see people do is they'll do it the opposite way. They'll do it like this way, which is kind of this dopey kind of sound that's not your regular voice. You really want to stick to the sound, which is your speaking voice. So not and not, but. Now, once you've got that down, what I want you to do is just start sliding. Just start sliding up and down. It doesn't matter what note you start on, but again, comfortable, and just go. I like using my hands like this, but like I said, you can do it this way. Or that really doesn't matter. But you do want to use your hands. A lot of people try to skip out with the hands. I know that you can do it without your hands, but it actually gets your lips to be a little too tight, and you don't want any tightness here. So you want to make sure that you're just sliding up and down. Now notice when I do it, I don't get louder. I'm not doing this. That would defeat the purpose. We want to get through the entire range in a very even way, and even means that we're keeping the same volume. So here we go again. So now that you've you've done that, let's take you on a few different exercises that can help you actually move through the voice. So what I'll do is I'll do 2 sets. I'll do some for male voice and some for female voice. So this is, if you're a guy, this is where you'd want to start around here, and you can just go. And if you can keep going, keep going. Go back down. So you can go back down, and you can go as high as you can comfortably without pushing or forcing, and as low as you can, same thing, without pushing or forcing. Now for the female voice, you'd want to start here. Oops. Again, you can go as high as you can comfortably or as low as you need to comfortably as well. Another scale would be, we can do it similarly. We can do this. You can start on the top and go down and then come back up. I call this north-south, north-south, because you start in the north and you go south and north-south. It's pretty self-explanatory. For female voice, now another exercise, if you're really feeling good about this exercise and you've got a pretty good memory, you'll want to really take this through your entire range. So for male voice, most male voices would be able to start here. And I'm going to do this without my hands simply because I only have 2 hands to play piano and I don't have an extra set for the lips. Keep going. Now, as I'm doing this without my hands holding, I can start to feel a little bit of tension in my jaw, and that's not what we want. So again, don't do this without your hands. For the female voice, you can start here. About this exercise, it does make your nose itch a little bit. That's not the cool thing. The cool thing is you can really do this throughout your entire range. So let's see, I'm not super warmed up, but let me see how high I can go today. I'll skip a couple. I'm getting up into that whistle tone range, and because I'm not super warmed up, it's kind of flipping around back and forth, but that's no big deal. I'll stop there for now. So anyway, you want to go as high as you can comfortably and then come back down. Again, making sure that you're not changing your volume, you're not pushing to get those high notes, but you really are maintaining the same volume. That's going to give you ultimate control over your voice. So, why on earth would you want to do this silly bulldog exercise? Well, first of all, it's a great way to warm up your voice. It's very hard to hurt yourself on this exercise. So it's a gentle way to warm up the voice, getting the cords to stretch out, getting your air moving, getting the pressures in your vocal tract to even out. And so you actually have to work really, really hard to try to hurt yourself on this exercise. So it's a great way to start. This exercise is also really great for a cool down. Just like in sports, if we've done something strenuous, we want to get the muscles to start to cool down so we can go back to normal function. So sometimes if I have a long teaching day or a strenuous gig, or I've been talking a lot, talking too loud, or just my voice is tired, I'll go through and just and remind my cords how they're supposed to come together. So you might not know this, but your cords are actually colliding. Yes, colliding very, very fast. We want to make sure that that collision is as balanced as possible, that it's not like slapping hard, and that everything feels kind of nice. So that helps. Another reason you'd want to do this exercise is it's a nice way to get through your entire range, again, in a nice, easy, and gentle way. This exercise really does get the cords to stretch out and get through the entire range. So anything that's going to get your cords to move through the entire range and not just stay in one part of the voice is really important. I've often heard that you're not supposed to get into your high notes until your voice is warmed up, but how are you going to get your voice warmed up if you don't get the high notes? See, the notion of being warmed up is really being ready to sing the high notes. And so the only way you can be ready to sing them is to sing them. One thing you might want to know about this exercise is it's a great way to maintain vocal mobility if you're ill or if you're in vocal rehab. We used to think that, when you were sick, most of the times with your voice, that you shouldn't use it at all. And in fact, that's not so true. You actually need to get oxygen to the vocal cords, get any swelling that's down, and make sure that your cords aren't stiff. The more they're able to move, the better they'll stretch, the better they'll work. So you want to make sure you're getting them moving and keeping them moving. And this exercise is in a group of exercises that you might know of called SOVT. It's like the straw exercise or the tongue trill exercise. And these are really good exercises to help your voice. I use this exercise every single day. I actually start all of my workouts with this exercise. If I do nothing with my voice, I do this exercise. I do it in the shower, so it sort of keeps me going all the time.